Good morning, everyone. For those who don't know me, my name is Helena. I am the Executive Director with the Greater New York Chamber of Commerce, representing 30,000 different business and civic leaders, helping you to grow your business. That's our mantra, that's our tagline, and we're really excited about today. First of all, happy holidays to everyone. So today, we are doing AI for Dummies. This is really popular, first of all. Second of all, it's going to be very informative. And third, the chamber listens to you. We hear your concerns, and this is an example of us educating, whether you're an entrepreneur, a small, medium-sized company, major corporation, to provide you information to help you grow your business. AI for Dummies. I am an AI dummy. So I'm really, really excited about this because I'm going to learn a lot. And right now, I'm going to turn it over to Pierre and Kevin. But before we do, we have a chat going on. Put your questions in the chat. We're going to do a Q&A afterwards. Let them do their presentation because it might be answered. So don't worry about that. This is being recorded. So it will be on Chamber TV this afternoon or this evening. Give me a little time to post it. And we will always have this on. So you can always go back to this presentation. So I am going to introduce Pierre from Zemana Analytics. Pierre and I go back before COVID. And when we pivoted from in-person networking to online networking, Pierre has been always on as a weekly staple. He has put on other webinars on Google Analytics. And so he is very, very knowledgeable on AI, as well as Kevin from Care Consulting, New York. So we have these two expertise that are going to give us the information on AI for Dummies. I'm so excited about this because this is not my area of expertise. I'm here to help you grow your business. I'm good at that, but AI for Dummies, that's me. So Pierre, take it away. And again, it's being recorded. Put your questions in the chat, and Pierre, we're ready to roll.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. As Helena said, my name is Pierre Du Bois. I am the founder of Zemana Analytics. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen here. We have a couple little demos. In my presentation, I'm going to give you kind of the general lay of the land, what's going on with the AI. Kevin's going to go a little bit more into process, a little bit more from his perspective as well. So you're going to kind of hear two pieces that I think will help everyone in terms of um, understanding what AI is, how it fits within your business, and also in terms of trying to figure out how to apply it in your business in such a way where it's helpful to you. So I hope everyone can see my screen. I have my general title screen here. And then I'm going to just explain just a little bit more about me just for 2 seconds. Uh, I'm based currently in Gary, Indiana, but I founded my business Zamana back in Brooklyn back in 2009. Been in business now for 15 years. Part of the reason why AI has started to be a part in my business is because many times the data that's used for marketing is placed within programming for advanced analysis. And there's a lot going on with AI that's helping for that. So let's jump in a little bit. So what is AI? Um, AI is people hear that term all the time, and there's a lot of different definitions, but really, if you sit down and think about it, it's really a set of technologies. And I put emphasis on that because we're sort of, as business owners, we're used to software. If you've done any invoicing, whether it's through QuickBooks or PayPal or Stripe, you're using software to basically get paid or uh, to connect with your customers. And with AI, it's a set of technologies, meaning that there's a set of software that performs as a reasoning engine. So what that means is that when we're used to using Google search to search for things, uh, what AI is doing is it's doing a lot of reasoning over what's being questioned in a way that's not done with a search engine. They're powered by large language models, and large language models is just basically programming, but there's a particular type of large language models called transformers, which is what kicked off a lot of the trend in the last 2 years. Transformers, in fact, the T in ChatGPT is a transformer. So what these models are programming trained on a large data set, and that large data set gives you information. Those large data sets gives the model kind of a layout of what the world is, kind of almost like a map, basically. And then what happens is that you're using natural language to ask the AI for what you want. So it's interpreting natural language to provide a number of things, refine your content, analyze information, or to make what's called agentic recommendations. I'll get to that in a bit. AI has been evolving for quite a bit. It's if you've heard machine learning, uh, you've that's kind of the precursor where AI comes into play. And a lot of people are still confused on what the use case is in a lot of instances. And part of the reasoning is that AI has a lot of different applications, and it can be a little hard to know exactly, like, to imagine how to use it entirely. Dr. Andrew Ng, who is the founder of Deep Learning AI, who's been an outspoken advocator of AI and development. Um, you'll see a lot of his videos on YouTube, pretty much through Stanford. He came up with a very good quote. AI is the electricity. The electricity is good for so many things that use cases can be confusing. So what he's basically saying is that there's a lot of different applications, but we're going to narrow it down for this presentation for you. But keep in mind that you and your competitors are likely trying AI at some level. Bain and Company had a survey where they found that 11% of respondents are trying AI for more than two use cases, 38% for one use case. So that means that those numbers are indicating that a good number of your competitors are experimenting with AI. So AI, there's basically been two applications that you would typically see for AI. The one that I'm going to go through a little bit more today is what's called the Gen AI solutions. And these are the ones that you've probably have heard about. There's ChatGPT, there's Gemini from Google. There's other ones that have come up into play. My personal favorite is Claude. I'm going to demonstrate Claude for you today. Perplexity, and then there's one for images called Midjourney. These are kind of like the big when people say AI and hear things in the news, these are kind of the big ones that get mentioned. And what these are think of them as a chat bot, as kind of like an advanced chat bot that will answer questions for you and help provide some information. Now, there is a second version of this called what I like to call embedded AI. And this is where AI is being used in conjunction with some other software for maybe where the use case is very, very specific. There have been some business ones like Napkin AI, Descript. My personal favorite, what I'm still trying to play around with, was one called HeyGen. That's where you can create an avatar of yourself for a particular media channel that can actually provide response. But there's other applications in software too. You'll see Canva has one. I'm going to show you a quick video for that in a quick demo. And then also even Evernote has a version of AI. But pretty much you'll see AI being used as a type of assistant within a software that you're familiar with. And Kevin will go through that a little bit with his presentation. He'll have an example of on his as well. Um, so with those two AI types, you usually see an interface that pretty much looks like what you would see for a chatbot. That's a big part of what the AI experience is. You are creating what's called a prompt, which is kind of like a query, and then you're getting a response to that prompt. But there's two ways that AIs operate when it receives a prompt, and this is what the slide is supposed to represent. You have some that act as a co-pilot. And so what it's doing is that it's just acting as an assistant within certain guidelines or an environment. The best example for this, I've used movies because I love watching movies all the time when I get to relax. Um, Tony Stark, the whole thing with the Iron Man series is a perfect example. If you remember Jarvis, Jarvis is always assisting Mr. Stark, particularly in one and two, movies one and two, where he's just kind of confined to the suit, maybe to the house. But in those instances, Jarvis is not interacting with other areas of the world. Then you have what's called, so yeah, that's an example of what a copilot does. Then you have agents. Agents are more like a James Bond. And I love this picture with a M to give an example. Bond, if you stop and think about it, he has certain parameters just like Jarvis. He's licensed to kill. He is sent on missions to investigate. Sometimes he plays a certain role to get information, but he still has parameters based from M. And the difference between him and Jarvis is that his world is all over the place. It's not limited to a suit. It's not limited to a certain area. Um, he acts as an international agent. So when you think of co-pilots and agents, use these to kind of keep in mind to kind of understand what the roles are that they play as you are developing ideas for how to use it, because this plays into what the use case is. So with this in mind, let's talk about prompts. So prompts, as I mentioned before, is your query. Just in other words, it's the same, it's information you're providing, just like you would for a search engine or anything else. Um, your prompts are pretty much guiding the AI, and you can ask normal, straightforward questions. But the way that AI works is that those prompts are really designed to take in a lot of information, and that information guides the AI with much more accuracy. So what you want to do is be descriptive so that your AI can reason about the information very well and come up with some precision. This image that I'm showing you is from a white paper. There are developers who've written white papers on AI behavior, and this is what you I don't think you should be reading them necessarily, but you should be looking for them a little bit. But this example comes well. There's what you call a zero shot where there's no examples. It's just you asking a question. And then on the left-hand side, you see where it says standard prompting. This is giving an example in the question and gives an answer. But as you can see, it's a mathematical answer that got wrong. It gave the answer as 27, but that's not the real answer. Um, that's where chain of thought comes into play. Chain of thought is you're giving an example that contains the answer that you're kind of looking for, and then you give new parameters for the AI to work on. So in this example on the right, you see that the question is being given um, about the tennis balls. There's actually an answer that's given that shows the math behind it. That's the difference between the left and the right-hand side. In the right-hand side with chain of thought, you're showing the math or showing what the example how it should be putting together. And then the AI is turning around to take new examples, add up in the same way, and in this case, getting the right answer. So keep in mind that you need to be very descriptive. Okay, so let me do this. I'm going to show you, let me come out of this just for a second. And we're going to reshare in a second. What I'm going to do is go to my browser, and I'm going to show you exactly what let's see, on my browser. Here we go. Here we go. So right now you're seeing my browser live, and we are looking at Claude. Claude is one of the AI tools I mentioned about, and I'm trying to show you just some quick examples here that I think would work perfectly. Um, so this is, so I mentioned about the different types of no shot, fuse shot, and then chain of thought. You can also give AI a role, kind of giving it an impression of what it is that you are trying to address. So in this case, this is an SEO version. I'm asking a question about telling that I am a bakery in Chicago in the Pilsen neighborhood, and I specialize in fruity baked goods. And so I want the AI to list 5 to 10 keywords, and I'm giving the description of where those words should be given. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to copy this out. This is I already did this earlier with an example, but I want to show you how this performs. So if I copy this real quickly, hit enter. So this is kind of a chat window. And I'll explain these in a little bit. You can also make attachments into let's see if it will let me do this. Ooh, okay, yeah, it did. So this is down at the bottom, and it's given these 8 keywords that could serve as a possible starting point. So what this is allowing me to do is helping me to If I'm stuck on something, I'm not sure where to start. This is giving me some keywords to start with. And keep in mind, in actual SEO, I still need to vet what's online a little bit, and I still need to look at Google Trends to see what the search volume is. But this is giving me a little bit of a starting point to work with. Now, I mentioned a little bit about these little features here. You can upload material into your query. This is a significant difference than the search engines. Search engines, you might be able to type a little bit out, or you might speak it into your smartphone. But in a AI assistant, you have the option of taking a screenshot. In this case, for Claude. Um, Claude, by the way, is really, really good about uploading images and so forth. You can have a couple of files. So I've done things with spreadsheets, PDF files, and then it uses that information as part of the prompt to give you an answer that you need. Another thing I want to show you real quickly is I'm going to show you this real quickly. This is, see if I can get this up. Okay. Actually, no, let's do this one here. This is Gemini, by the way, from Google. Gemini has a particular feature that I think that was very interesting. Gemini, when it does a search, it's using its database to put together an answer. It's also, depending on the paid versions, you can also do a search online. And in this case, because it's Google, it's going to go to YouTube. So in this case, I've asked a very simple no shot, list the top YouTube videos on the 2025 Chevy Traverse. And what it did was that it not only gave me these YouTube videos, it also gave me a little bit of a preview here. So that way I kind of know what I'm looking at a little bit. One of the things that's nice about AI is that it will condense a response. Unlike a search engine, it will condense a response so that way you can kind of get the lay of the land. One gentleman said it perfectly. If I'm looking for blue ties, I don't need 4,000 examples of blue ties. Or if I'm looking for a purse, I don't need 4,000 examples of a Prada purse. I just need one. Um, AI does a lot of consolidation with information, and that's what it's doing with your prompts essentially. One more quick thing I'm going to bring up is let's see if I can get this up for you. Hang on just for a moment. Let's see here. I think you can see this. Let's see here. I'm going to share my desktop for a moment and give me one quick second here. I'm going to share, let's see here. Oh, yeah, here we go. Apologize for the desktop here. I am going to share. This is a video that was put together. I want to give a special shout out to Andrea Dreys. Um, Andrea is from Foxy Marketing Network, and we were talking about this. She gave a great example, and so I had her record this. This is an example of an embedded AI. I'm going to get this up here a little bit and play. Um, so what she is doing is she's using ChatGPT. I'm going to stop here for a second. She's using ChatGPT to ask it to come up with quotes that she could use for an Instagram campaign. These are quotes from all different types of business uh, owners. And you can see here she's giving an example, Lee Iacocca, Anthony, Tony Robbins, Walt Disney, all these kind of, just as an example. Um, so as she's doing this, it gives examples of quotes. But as you can see here, is giving all these there's like at least 50 of these in here that she can now download into the spreadsheet. And then in Canva, she can actually go in Canva, there's called a bulk upload. You can actually bulk upload as a spreadsheet, and she can place these within different cards. And so the advantage is now as a marketer, you have a number of quotes that you can now send and schedule the way you like. So I say all this to say there's things that you can use not only with a chat GPT, but also you can use within the software as well. Um, all right, so let me switch back to the slides here just a moment. Let's see here. Give me one quick second here. Switch back to slides. Keynote. Here we go. Here we go. Share. And let's play here. So So those are some real quick examples of what you can do with AI. If you notice, the general idea here is that they're very good if you have a lot of repetition or something you can iterate quite a bit. You're going to find that in the last 2 years, many of these examples have been built on basically built on content, but there's a lot of things with operations that AI can help you with. And this is one more thing feature to keep in mind and look for is what's called custom GPTs or GEMs. These are mini AIs within the Chat GPT, within Gemini. Those are the two major ones basically that have this. I think Claude has a variation of this. It's not precise, but for these two, what this does is that if you know that you have documents that you're trying to upload, and let's say that you're doing this over and over again when you use Chat GPT or over and over again when you use Gemini, instead of doing that every time you come to that prompt, you can actually set up a custom GPT where that content is, it's, I won't say permanently there, but it calls that content each time you use that Chat GPT. Gems, which is think of it as a marketing name, does the same thing. And then in that on the right hand side where you see gem, you can put in instructions, which is basically your prompt, telling it to give like the certain chain of thought or the certain reasoning that you want it to do. And that's what these are designed. Think of these as sort of guardrails within your Chat GPT. There's builders for each one where you can actually build. And then the neat thing, if you're looking to expand your business, you can create a custom GPT for your customers and then have a link and share that with your customers. And this is perfect if you have the type of business where your customers need to do a certain level of pre-processing for some before they can come to you for service. So this is a great way of, it's a win-win if you do a lot of content and you have certain guidelines you want to have, or as a business, you have certain guidelines your customers should be following. Okay. Oh, and one quick point I'm going to say, no code is needed for this. Most of the things with large language models you're going to find is it's built on Python, built with a lot of databases, and it's more complicated than more small businesses deal with. So something to keep in mind. Now, now on my last slide here, I'm going to give you a couple of tips, and this sounds like it's more for AI, but it's really much more for technology in general and learning how to adopt it within your business. There's a couple of things that have worked for me in the last 15 years. I'm going to share this with you. First of all, the biggest thing you want to think about is coming up with what I call a user dojo. This is where you carve out time to take a look at the software, look at the features, and kind of get used to it. And if you have a team of people, you need to coordinate. That's very important. Um, Find time, 20% of your time is a good bogey to play with. Note those tasks that are repetitive. That's important. Anything that's repetitive is a primer for using it for AI. Um, One quick thing I would say is when you're using ChatGPT, Claude, keep in mind that each one of these have training data they were built on, but the training data may be maybe I wouldn't say outdated, but it might be slightly old. So it may not incorporate things that may be in the news very well. This is kind of where you get a little bit of hallucinations, that type of thing on AI. You want to, wherever you use it, ask what is, if it's based on the latest information. And then if you need to fill in the gaps, this is where maybe your search engines can still come into play, basically. You can use those in combination. And then finally, I would say watch your cost. Most of the embedded AIs I showed you about, they're not very expensive. They're like maybe $20 a month, $25 a month, but but the step ups are pretty significant. And if you're using several tools at once, it can start adding up a little bit. So make sure that your team is really trying out a tool. Use quarterly, every couple of months, get together, talk to each other, see what you're doing, and then make the decision on, is this still worth your time as a budget, or if it's something you should think about. So with that being said, I'm going to give this to Kevin. Kevin, you have the time, so go right ahead. And thank you, everybody.
Right.
Thank you,
Thank
Pierre. That was amazing. We're going to get to your questions. I'm monitoring the chat, so we'll get to your questions afterwards. Pierre, very, very good presentation. Walks you through. It's great for your business. And again, put your Q in a Q, and we'll be doing the A at the end. Now we have Kevin. Kevin, ready for your presentation. Take it away.
All right. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Thank you. Okay, great. Well, I'm sharing my screen. Thank you very much and happy holidays. I'm happy to be here and thank you, Pierre, for your presentation. So Pierre and I, we've been preparing for this presentation. We just want to make sure, we share complementary information as informative as possible for you. So, we became a pretty good team. Well, okay, great. Thank you very much. So today I'll talk about AI and how you can use AI to help you grow your business. So just for the agenda, I'm going to start with just introductions, who we are, what we do, and then I'll talk about some challenges that we see in business world in terms of AI, and then I'll talk about some practical solutions, ideas as to you can implement on daily basis at your business so you can grow your business and enjoy the benefits of AI. And finally, I have some notes about the future of AI for business and what is coming and how you can be prepared and how you can prepare your teams and your business for the future in terms of AI and its benefits and change coming to your business. Okay, great. So let's talk about who we are, what we do. My name is Kevin Deveci. I'm with Kör Consulting. I manage Anywhere Apps. I'm Anywhere Apps product lead. As Kör Consulting, now we are Cherry Becker together. We are a digital transformation, tax and advisory firm. We are a national firm. So I and some of my team members, we are based in New York. As you can see, we are actually nationwide. Right now, we have more than 2,000 employees, more than 20,000 clients, and we help companies to digitize and automate their business processes with various of our systems. And I'll talk about what we do. And AI is, just like Pierre mentioned, it is actually a software, advanced software. And we are a premier technology and software, business software company. So I'm going to share some insights with you in my comment slides. As an organization, we help companies adopt digital transformation. We help them use ERP systems, AI-powered systems, as well as we help companies organize and shape their digital strategy moving forward, including AI. In addition to the technology, we also have tax planning, tax credits, as well as accounting and finance advisory as well in our company at Kör Consulting, now Cherry Becker. In terms of our AI knowledge and experience, in addition to our Sage ERP practices, we also have practice in Anywhere Apps, which I manage. So in Anywhere Apps, we are specialized in CRM, contract management, asset and maintenance management, compliance management, and workflow automation. Most of our systems are AI powered, so we help small and mid-sized companies implement and use these systems on daily basis. That's why we have hands-on knowledge in terms of how AI is being used in small and mid-sized industry, small and mid-sized businesses. We know about the challenges and we help companies on daily basis. Great. So these are some of our references. As I mentioned, we are experienced in small and mid-sized companies, so we understand the challenges, especially with the AI, something new, right? So that we help organizations accordingly. Great. So that's who we are and what we do as Kör Consulting, as your digital transformation and tax advisory company. All right. So let's look at our agenda. In our agenda, I like to also talk about challenges and benefits and advantages of AI that we need to consider for our businesses. Well, rightly so, there is a fear. This is the fear of change. And that is why 45% of professionals worry that AI will replace their jobs. And interestingly, sometimes I join career days events. Couple weeks ago, I was at Hicksville High School for Career Day Inc. event. Even the young generation, right? Even the high school students, they were asking me the same question. Is AI replacing us? Do we have a chance? What will we do? So even the next generation has the same fear, rightly so. So from a business owner point of view and from also growing the business point of view, I'll talk about these as well, how we can actually help our businesses utilize AI and grow your business accordingly. When we look at challenges, especially when we see in business nowadays, there is the workforce transition and adaptation. That's a challenge that we need to consider. Data security and privacy. So we are utilizing AI. How safe our data? How about the privacy? That's another consideration that we need to keep in mind. And there are also ethical and legal considerations. So there are not many laws in terms of regulating AI and AI practices yet. So there are a lot of ethical considerations that we need to keep it in mind as business professionals and business owners. Also, when we think about legacy systems are software systems that you use at your businesses, accounting software systems, marketing software systems, finance, and so on. How to integrate AI to these existing systems, that is also a challenge, not easy. Some of the systems that's being used in the market are old systems. They are working, but they are not ready for adaptation to AI. So that is another challenge, and also something to consider in terms of adapting AI. And advantages, which I have a pretty long list. Well, with the help of AI, you definitely improve your efficiency. You can automate your business processes. Also, you can reduce cost. I'll talk about some ideas about cost reduction, as well as improving sales and marketing activities with the help of AI. And you can also make better, enhanced business decisions, right? So as business owners, we make business decisions every single day. Ideally, we need to make decisions based on data, right? So with the help of AI, we can make better business decisions. That's another advantage that I can mention. If you are in facility management, construction, or manufacturing industry, if you are managing some sort of manufacturing process or construction process, highly likely you also have inventory. And this inventory management links to supply chain management. And with the help of AI, you can automate it. And with the help of AI, you can optimize your inventory. That is also applicable for import, export, and wholesale businesses that we have a lot in greater New York area. Also, we need to also think about the sustainability and environment impact, which AI is very helpful and assisting organizations and companies on a daily basis. So I'm going to talk about some practical ideas in my coming slides. So please keep an open mind. There are many different ways to grow your business. So today I'll just talk about some points, and I'll share some insights based on my professional experience and our corporate experience that we implement AI-based systems, software systems on a daily basis. And I'm sure you have some questions and you like to continue this conversation. I definitely welcome any question after my presentation, and after this presentation, we can also be in touch. All right, great. So how to use AI to grow your business? Well, how do we grow a business, first of all, right? Well, traditionally, there are two ways. One is that you can increase sale. Another one is you can reduce cost. So I like to focus on these two actual elements as to like how you can increase your sales and marketing by utilizing AI, and how you can reduce your cost at your business to grow your business. So these are the main points that I like to focus on today. And I'm going to be as practical as possible, as realistic as possible. And all of these solutions that I'll talk about, they're also economical. So they're accessible financially, affordable, okay? Because we work with small and mid-sized companies, so we understand the requirements and challenges and what is necessary. All right, good. So let's talk about how you can increase your sales. So typically when you are increasing your sale, that typically you need to get new customers, right? Customer acquisition, and you like to keep your current customers, customer retention. In addition, you can also find some new markets, right? You can expand your markets as well. So in terms of sales, marketing, customer relationship management, this come a long way. This is really practical. And the best thing to do is to get a CRM software, which is AI-powered CRM system. These are affordable systems, easy to use, modern systems, and they are learning pretty quickly. And you can actually fit it into your business with the minimum investment, I want to say. So what can you do with the AI-powered CRM systems to increase your sale? Well, of course, marketing starts with the market research and market segmentation. Assuming we've done this already, then the next step will be to generate leads. So these AI-powered CRM systems nowadays, they help you identify and qualify leads. So you can focus your energy, corporate energy, on these qualified leads to generate and grow your sales pipeline. If you have a sales pipeline, you are in the market, you can make a sale regardless of what industry you are in. The next is, once you actually identify your leads with the help of AI, CRM tools, they exist in the market, available, affordable. You need to generate content for communication purposes. Now I know Pierre is my lead. What am I going to tell him? How am I going to introduce myself about benefits and features of my products and services, right? So typically you can use a copywriter, which is great. But at the same time, as an additional tool, you can also use AI-powered CRM system to generate content. How am I going to communicate my features and benefits to Pierre, who is my lead, who is my qualified lead? So you can easily generate emails, you can easily generate blogs, for example, you can generate SMS text messages, WhatsApp messages. These are all available with the CRM systems nowadays. So use it. It's available, it's in the market, it's pretty mature tool, by the way. So you'll really enjoy the benefits of it. Next, you can also automate your marketing processes. So if I send you an email, how am I going to reply? How am I going to get a reply? If you receive a request from one of your prospects, what is going to be your response rate and what's going to be the content? So this is actually going to the marketing automation, the mundane task that you do, just sending email, communicating with clients, which you have the scope most of the time because you know your product and service. You can automate these steps with the help of the AI, and AI can send automatic email responses, automatic text messages, WhatsApp messages for you to your qualified leads and prospects. Also, chatbots and virtual assistants, you've seen these. I mean, we see this a lot in banks, right? Amazon, Netflix, they have it all. But at the same time, they're affordable and available for small and mid-sized companies as well. So use them. Chatbots and virtual assistance tools, these are AI-powered, so they can really have a meaningful conversation with your leads and with your current customers. Voice assistance is here. So with the help of AI-powered voice assistants, you can talk to your clients. You can actually service your clients. You can also make calls. You can also call your leads and prospects to generate interest. That is also possible. So all these that I mentioned, these are some ideas. There are many other things that we can do to increase sale. I just want to share some insights with you because we have clients in real estate. We have clients in not-for-profit. There are a lot of not-for-profit organizations that they like to get donors. So when I say increase in sales, well, not-for-profit organizations, non-profits, they need to get donations, right? Donor management. So that is also a sale in that logic, but it's actually a donation, right? So we also work a lot of non-profits. They also utilize AI-powered CRM systems, as well as food and beverage companies, financial services, construction companies, regardless of where you are. If you exist as an organization, you need to sell, whether that's a donation, whether that's a product or service. So this is available CRM systems in the market to increase sale. You can utilize it regardless of what industry you have. So most of our clients are these industries that I listed here, and they are utilizing these technologies on a daily basis. So the idea is to maximize the effect of your human resources, right? So you have team members, they are actually doing their best. They are working hard on a daily basis. This tool will also maximize the effect, the effort that your team members are putting on a daily basis. So this is something to consider in terms of increase in sales for you to grow your business with the AI tools. Moving forward, let's reduce some cost, Let's reduce some cost to grow our business. So how can we reduce cost after increasing our sale with the help of AI? Well, these practices are also applicable for profit companies as well as non-profits as well. Well, let's start with the financial analysis. Regardless of your size, you need to analyze your financials. What are you selling? What are you offering? And what are you spending your hard-earned dollars in terms of your expenses, for example? So AI-powered financial tools, accounting systems are available in the market. And these systems basically helps you analyze your financial situation and comes up with some recommendations, okay? You don't have to take them all, but at least you can consider, and these are some ideas based on the analysis that AI performs. Based on these financial analysis, you can also consider automating your repetitive tasks. Pierre also mentioned about this repetition. So repetition, these are basic, the mundane tasks. You do it every single day. They are not complex. They are just repetitive. Okay. Sometimes they run on emails. Sometimes they run on spreadsheets. Sometimes literally on pen and paper. We see it all in the marketplace. So our recommendation is to use a workflow automation tool powered by AI, or RPA. It means robotic process automation tool. These are all AI-powered systems. They are affordable and they're expensive. They come in no-code and low-code versions. So for small and mid-sized companies, we highly recommend no-code version. So you don't have to hire any coder. You can actually design your workflows, your business forms, and use business conditions and workflows with drag and drop environments. And AI really help you streamline this process. So you can reduce your paperwork, email traffic, and AI can automatically run many different tests that you have. You can optimize your inventory. If you are in import-export wholesale business, if you're a manufacturer, if you're in food and beverage industry, if you have an inventory means money. It is sitting there. We need to optimize it. So there are AI-powered tools available. Some of these AI-powered tools are standalone inventory management tools. Some of them, they are buried in ERP systems or accounting systems. You can also consider these to deploy for your organization. So you can have the optimum level of inventory levels in your organization, wherever is your inventory in New York area or nationwide, so that you can actually save money and reduce costs as well. Also, legal and compliance also important. So based on our experience, nonprofits as well as for-profit organizations, they do a lot of contracting, right? These contracts are basically either you have the buy-side contracts or sell-side contracts. You have contracts with your customers and or with your suppliers, vendors. If you have these contracts, you can, with the help of AI, you can automate it. You can automatically create these contracts. These contracts, sometimes they need to be renewed. With the help of AI, the renewal process can come automatically. And AI also monitors the content of the contract to make sure everything is in order based on your instructions. So contract management is also big and important because it creates risk. One of the advantages of AI in terms of contract management is risk mitigation. When we are contracting with a customer or with a vendor, it comes with a risk. That's part of doing business. How about mitigating that risk? We always do it on daily basis, but with the help of AI, it is easier and you can manage risk in an easier way on daily basis with a reduced cost. Energy consumption, energy savings, that is also important. If you have facilities, if you are managing buildings, if you are in healthcare, if you are in hospitality, you have buildings and you have energy, right? That you are consuming. Energy consumption also can be reduced with the help of AI. And I'm going to talk about it more in detail in the next slide. In terms of sustainability, there are AI tools that you can utilize in terms of energy savings, reduction in energy consumption, and also for sustainability purposes. All right, this slide is for the predictive maintenance. So how can we utilize AI for reducing the maintenance cost and reducing energy consumption? So for this, we utilize AI, and it comes with sensors. Anywhere that you have machinery and equipment, whether you are managing a building, facility, if you are in manufacturing, if you are in healthcare, if you are in real estate, you have machinery and equipment. So I'm referring to your HVAC units, your generators, your electrical motors, your pumps, right? These exist in buildings and they need to be maintained and they need to work non-stop. So failure is not an option for most of these equipment because they are mission critical. So the AI helps you remotely monitor the condition, health of the machine and equipment remotely. The main indicator is the vibration. Anything vibrates can be picked up by AI, analyzed by AI, and AI can let you know whether any of these equipment will be in need of maintenance up to 3 months earlier. So literally, you eliminate the possibility of downtime with the help of AI. This practice is called predictive maintenance. You may have heard about preventive maintenance or just maintenance in general. This is the next generation practices. That's why it's predictive. So before anything happens, AI predicts and generates automatic predictive work orders so that someone can fix it before it breaks down. This is amazing. So with these, many organizations, whether they are managing facility or they are managing their manufacturing operations, they reduce downtime by 35% with help of AI. They extend the lifetime of the equipment and machinery by 15% and reduce labor and parts, the parts that you use for maintenance, 5 to 20%. So these are important savings thanks to AI when we think about it. Okay, great. So what's going to be the feature of AI for business? Well, AI is the feature here to stay. And as business owners and professionals, the ideal way is to proactively adopt this change. This is critical in terms of sales and marketing, in terms of HR practices, you name it. We have to adapt. This is the change so we can survive as businesses. In addition, the integration with AI, with legacy systems will be more and more moving forward, that we'll see it with existing systems. Also, we're going to see more autonomous supply chain management moving forward with the help of AI. You're going to see more laws and regulations to manage AI and AI practices, just like we had it back in the time for telemarketing and other practices, if you remember, right? So that's going to be also coming. Also, watch for ISO 42000. This is the first AI management system available in the marketplace. So some companies will adapt to ISO 42000 and they get certification and they're going to be certified ISO AI practitioner companies in the world. So that's also something new available in the marketplace that you can consider as business owners. Okay, great. So I just want to share some insights with you as to how you can utilize AI to grow your business. If you have any questions, we'll be happy to address. Of course, this is my contact information if you'd like to continue the conversation after this presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kevin. A lot of information going on here.
Yes.
So I am going to put your questions in the chat because I want to take advantage of all this. Are there any free chat programs, AI programs, I should say? Just basic that they can get, you know, their feet wet and then see if they want to pay monthly.
That's the good news, Helena. All these, the ones I mentioned in my presentation, like ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, all of them have a free tier. Just about everybody has a free tier. And even if you look at the embedded ones like Napkin and HeyGen, those have a free tier. So you have a chance to try these out. Most of the paid tiers are more about more capability, some of the features just a little bit. So I would say take a pad and pen, go through these things, look for on a web page for each one of your products and make the comparison and then see how it goes from there.
Question. So hold on for 1 second. The one question I have is when I started ChatGPT and they locked me out when I had some questions when I pay for it now. So I just want to, are they still doing that? Because that was at the beginning.
I would say no, but they do throttle on some of the free tiers. I can tell you off the bat when I use Claude, for example, and I need to explain this to everybody real quick. Throttling is just maybe the number of times that you iterate. So for example, in Claude, they will throttle maybe the number of times you can iterate on your prompts. The reason that they do that is that these the large language models and the underlying structure that supports them it's huge. And they have to worry about capacity all the time. If it's a run up on capacity, that makes it hard for it to do the reasoning and processing that you like. For the paid tiers, they're pretty good about that. But a lot of times if you run into that, it may just be momentarily or for that day. They usually have gotten a lot better than that since the beginning.
Right. I just trying this out. Kevin, we'll get to you for that answer. But I just want to let you know if you are doing it for free and you see, you know, come back, that is, you know, that happens. Kevin.
Yes, thank you. Well, just like any other business, software is also a business, just so you know. So nothing comes free. So you think it's free, but actually, let's keep it in mind. AI is learning. It needs to learn. It needs your feedback. It needs your input. Actually, by using it free, you're helping AI to learn and you're helping them to improve their software product. Just keep it in mind. So I agree with Pierre, use it, understand how it is, but know that they're also benefiting from your input, just so you know. And it's not going to be free forever. But for now, it's something new. We should all use it just to get used to it.
It's Outlook or LinkedIn.
Repeat again, Helena, just to make sure.
Does AI tools get connected with LinkedIn and Outlook?
For LinkedIn, not that I'm aware of, but LinkedIn always has been a little protective about their API, to be honest with you. So we have to keep that in mind. I will say Gemini, you can use Gemini with the Google Docs. There's been actually a big push on Gemini to be an assistant within your PowerPoint presentations, within your, I've actually used it within Google Docs for writing, which is very phenomenal. So that type of thing is available. I would just say if you're looking at features, just if you're looking at software, definitely just take the time to look and see what sort of things are available. And then the biggest takeaway I want people to remember is, keep in mind what you're using and how frequently you're using it. That's going to dictate how, whether you decide to purchase or not, to be honest with you, if you want more capability.
Perfect. Can you give Kevin or
Yes.
Pierre, can you give us some examples of some AI powered CRMs and how much do they cost?
Yes, absolutely. So some of them, for example, there is the most complex and expensive one is Salesforce as we know it. There is HubSpot. There is a one that we carry called CRM Anywhere. There are different options. So they come from a couple $1,000s a month to $100 a month. There are different options. In our case, we'll be able to help if you contact me. But at the same time, these tools are available, and AI powered tools are also available for businesses. Regarding the LinkedIn, as far as I know, they are utilizing in some practices. For example, when we are hiring, when we are putting our ads, it creates AI powered content, for example, for us, we'll say for sales positions or let's say coding positions and so on. So it has some sort of an AI in some form, but then in the backend, it's always learning. That's for sure.
Got it. We are also, I'll tell you what we're doing with AI. Hold on for 1 second. What type of interface is used between AI and the devices being controlled?
Well, I think that's referring to what I showed in my presentation.
You did that. Okay, I just wanted.
Yeah, I didn't show that part. We actually have a full-blown software system managing these interaction with the AI, sensors, and in between. In between, we have dashboard. In this dashboard, you can see if there is an anomaly when you are monitoring the health of the machine in terms of vibration, temperature, and some other pressure and some other vitals that we are monitoring. So there is a nicely colorful dashboard that's available for you to monitor visually.
What makes Claude better having better tools?
Wait, repeat one more time.
What makes Claude better than others with their tools?
Good question. The big answer to that is context window. Remember in my presentation, I mentioned about the prompt and adding the files and so forth. Well, to do that, for each model, ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, they all have what's called a context window. And it's basically how much do they take in terms of media or associated. You're going to hear the word multimodal in 2025 jump off quite a bit. Claude has had a large context window from the very, very start. So a lot of people who do development, like I do a lot of programming, data models, and I actually do a lot of programming around that. That's very convenient. And that's been something that has attracted people to Claude quite a bit. Doesn't mean that ChatGPT or Gemini isn't any good. It's just that's just been a large window. And the others have been slowly but surely catching up to that as well. So you'll see that a lot, particularly as they announce new updates, new models that have better reasoning. So I hope that answers the question.
Thank you. This is a good question. Are there free CRM AI programs? And for those who don't know what CRM, it's lead generation. Mm-hmm. It's like a Salesforce type of, there's Salesforce, there's a lot of software programs. So the question is, can you go on for AI for Dummies? Can you go on a Gemini or ChatGPT and have them identify companies that you should be marketing to with their information, whether it's an email or a website or a telephone number? Mm-hmm. Is that gonna happen? Is it happening now? Like I could type in and say, I want all the accounting firms with the contact information in New York City. Could mm-hmm. I get that?
Yes, the short answer is yes. So right now it's available. We are one of the experts in terms of CRM practices. So our system is linked to databases. So based on your parameters, based on the profile that you are looking for, we bring it up pretty quickly. And AI creates automatic content for you. What type of email should you write to them? What type of SMS text messages you should send to them? The content also created automatically. Everything was pretty quickly, by the way, in the system. So that's available. And existing in the market.
Type it in and kind of get that and present it in an Excel spreadsheet. So there you go.
Yes.
Yes. That's a good one to, if you're looking for leads. I know a couple of people have been texting me on the side on this question because they don't have the money for a software program if they're a one-person operation and they're trying to survive as an entrepreneur and need leads. We talk about this on Tuesdays at the online networking on marketing, and it's it's hard for entrepreneurs and sole practitioners to multitask and constantly spinning plates.
Absolutely. So it's also linking to marketing automation in a way. So find my leads, create my content, send my email automatically. So this is actually a a process, right? So you basically, with help of AI, automate everything. So instead of hiring somebody who's going to be doing it manually, AI actually doing it for you. That's available. And I mean, in our case, we also help small businesses as well for this type of profile. We understand it's difficult, it's challenging, but it's also rewarding. So we definitely support. We have small business owner packages in our company for CRM systems, if anyone is interested.
Good question. Can AI help you do a financial analysis outside of software accounting program?
I would say yes, it can. One of the things that I mentioned about with Claude, and again, you can do this with Gemini or ChatGPT, is you can upload spreadsheets and you can do analysis. You can do all sorts of math analysis. I'll say from my end of it, when I do a data analysis, that's usually a manual task. But with ChatGPT, I could literally create a prompt and say, with this data, please conduct this data analysis. And it's the same thing for financial. It will do that. So yes, short answer is yes.
Okay, good. Is there, we have like 1 or 2 questions left. Is there an issue with over broadcasting AI generated lead content to potential clients? How do we create automated content that is not going to get blocked in spam filters? That,
Yes.
you know what, that's a good
Good
question because
yes.
that's and you don't and I'll tell you something, you don't want to get stuck in that and then they just block you forever.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's a good question. And so here is how it goes, the mechanics of it. So you want to just send emails, and these email systems that we use, Outlook and others, they want to block it, right? So that's basically the dynamic that we are having nowadays. So how can we pass this? So in our CRM system, for example, our practice is we do dripping. So instead of sending out 10,000 emails at once, we send it 100 by 100, 50 by 50, 25 by 25. So it basically helps you, pass these blocks that's available. Another one is that we also link these. We also link your main email address to our email server. So the emails are going from our email server, but it is using your email address to present it to your recipients. So these
It's like
are
a
some.
constant is that almost like a constant contacts
It
platform?
is, yes, correct.
Okay, so I'm trying to understand.
Yes,
like,
that is correct. Yes,
okay.
that's the dynamic. But that is an important point, just like you mentioned. We see it all the time. So this is the way to pass it.
And I want to
go ahead, Pierre.
I was going to make a quick point too. There's a term called human in the loop, where basically you're kind of allowing someone to come in to help assess the output from an AI. Identify that within your workflow. That's probably the biggest and best thing you could do, because AI is statistical. So it kind of gives a range of what it thinks in that reasoning. Is using statistics to reason what words come together to make sense. And this goes back to the mentions about hallucinations, maybe not getting an image right. It's a range of things, but you want the accuracy, and you want to check and verify what you're putting out there. I think that will help in terms of to what Kevin said about preventing spam from being part of your campaigns.
Correct. And just an add on to what Pierre mentioned regarding the accounting and software, the financial analysis. These are your financial data, and these are really private. So just be careful about where you put this information. It may be free, but that's your financial data. Why would you want to put it out there and what's going to be happening? So
yeah, don't put social security information in there. Don't put your your personal data. It's still it's an outsourcing type of program.
Yeah.
That's a good point. That's a good point about that. I wanted to also mention, if you're doing email campaigns, Google will spam you if you put in more than 50 on a BCC. So you, like what Kevin and Pierre was saying, use a platform. Like we do 30,000. I communicate with our database of 30,000. I can't be doing that. I would get spammed immediately. So, reach out to Pierre and Kevin for a proper communications program for you that you can afford, by the way.
Absolutely.
There's different costs to different things. So it's 12:01. So I want to make sure that we're timely. Thank you so much, Kevin and Pierre. Their information will be in the chat. It's on. Put your contact information on the slide right now. I just want to announce the Greater New York Chamber is going to be doing an AI legal center. So if you have any, it's a program, and we encourage all the attorneys that are members of the chamber to get in contact with me, because we are going to be helping the small and medium-sized companies with that reason, because legal fees are extremely high. No disrespect to any of the legal firms on here, but we are, we want to make it affordable and give opportunities to all the members in the legal field. So we're going to be announcing that in 2025. Also, this Tuesday, online networking. If you're a member of the chamber, come and meet Kevin and Pierre online. It's a lot of fun. It's our last one. It's complimentary. It's our way of saying thank you. You'll generate leads for 2025. You have to be a member in good standing. So if you want to join us, join the chamber. We love to have you. We want to put you in front of 30,000 different business and civic leaders and provide you information like this. Pierre, Kevin, happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Amazing information. We're going to do a follow-up on this because this is really, really popular, and this is really important for businesses. And we're going to do it. The next one is more of a deep dive into how, taking a letter and making it proficient, and maybe a proposal or a PowerPoint presentation on how to do all this through AI. So, and that will help your business and gain you business. So thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day. This will be on Chamber TV this afternoon on our website. And take a look. We have a great program of work for 2025. Thank you all. Happy holidays. Have a great, happy and healthy new year. And you know what? Putting out the energy right now, 2025 is going to be amazing for all of us. Great business, great health, great energy, and all the contacts and all the signing of the contracts will happen for all of us. Thank you so much.